Right, good afternoon. My name's Colin Thompson. I'm the Programme Leader for BA Fashion Studies, I should say, here at the University of Derby. And with me today I have Nat and Becky from the National Army Museum, who are going to talk a little bit about what they do and what the museum does and how they're collaborating with us on a level 5 project, that's year 2. Over to you, Becky.
I'm Becky. I'm a curator at the National Army Museum. My official title is Public Information and Outreach Curator. And Nat is Senior Access
and Outreach Curator.
So we both work in the Collections Division at the museum, which is in Chelsea and London. And not only do we work with objects, conservation, display, exhibition, but we also work on particular outreach projects. So predominantly we're working with artists, we're working with groups of veterans and pensioners and different groups to look at how the museum can work in new and diverse ways and open the collection properly to new audiences. About a year ago we were restructured so that Nat, who used to work in what we called the Uniform, Badges and Medals Department, which is partly why her expertise is as it is, became an access curator, and I did the same. I came from a fine and decorative arts background. So that's what brings us here today, I think, and why we'd be relevant for Derby.
Great. Can I ask you, Nat, what do you think can be gained from the National Army Museum working with the University of Derby on a project of this kind?
Well, what we see is that essentially this is a dialogue, and we want the college to be working with us, not just this year or next year, but long term. And we want to open up to the university an amazing collection of over 80,000 uniform items, from collars and coats and knitwear and underwear, to coaties and it's everything. It's an amazing, amazing collection. But it's essential to us, I think, that we know that, yes, London is the basis of the fashion industry. Boris Johnson said this, Dylan Jones said this. But we want to bring our collection out of London and open it up to colleges like yourself. So to, everybody can share this amazing archive that we have.
So what would you like to see at the end of the project emerge in terms of student benefit?
I think there's probably 3 key ways that we think our involvement could work, and one is looking at the collection on a bespoke and individual level, working with particular items or particular themes, and we can help curate and facilitate that. Secondly, on a sort of group level, we can provide expertise, information about the collection, themes and topics, from everything from how the red coat developed to why it was important to keep warm, or other kinds of things that spring out of looking at costume in this way. And thirdly, long-term digitisation of the collection is a massive priority for us, and so research and digitisation can go hand in hand, and that brings a historic collection to life in new and diverse ways, and especially with contemporary fashion voices in the mix. I think that collaboration could run and run.
And also we want to learn as well from the students. We're coming from a historic point of view with our collection, which is, it's a military collection. But to also, as I say, get this dialogue from your students to say how things are put together and to show us how things were constructed, which we may not be aware of. So it's very, very much a two-way learning process, for us as well as the students.
Great, thank you.